Are you guys ready?
Yep.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Welcome to the Rancho podcast. Moreno
I've never
Valley
done an
edition.
intro either. I just start.
Yeah.
You should do an intro. You should come up with something whack.
What's up, guys?
What's up, everybody? I remember.
The first mosquito. There it is.
Did
I told
it.
you there's a mosquito in
I
here.
remember the ultimate cool guy YouTuber FouseyTube used to do this stupid intro where he'd be like,
I guess fucked up now.
"Good morning," and then he would be like, "To the coolest family on YouTube." I like when they come up with their own lame little name for everybody.
Jake Paulers.
The Jake Paulers. That's cool though. That's true to the name, I guess.
Fanboys.
Remember the Shay Tards?
Oh, yeah.
Shay Carl?
Didn't he, like...
He called all of his kids tards. Tards.
All right, bro. I'll start with you, dude.
This is my first time on the podcast.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I'm happy.
Put this a little bit lower so you can see your
okay.
face.
Ooh,
Oh,
God.
There you're good. I wrote down Brad liquor store at beach house, drinking vitamin water and going to Mr. Lee's liquor store, and then the shooters.
Okay. Well, okay, I'll tell the story.
We can get into it later, but that's just one thing I wanted to surprise you with.
So, my sister-in-law, her dad is actually like a legit racist. Like we're going out to get. Well, first of all, I drank one of my buddies. I gotta restart the whole thing because it was my brother's bachelor party at the beach house. So I drank one of his best friend's vitamin waters, and so then at the end of the night, but I said, hey, I'll replace the vitamin water. I just need this right now because I was just super faded. So I drink the vitamin water, and then we go out to go get food, and then I'm like, oh, well, Mr. Lee's liquor locker is right there, and I needed to get a vitamin water for him. So I go in, and then my brother's father-in-law goes in with me, and we already had whiskey back at the house, yet he goes and gets a bunch of shooters of Jack Daniels, and I'm like, hey, dude, we already have like booze at the place. You don't need to buy more booze. But he's like a complete alcoholic, and so
As he opens the beer.
yeah, perfect timing. And so he's sitting at the register buying all these things, and I'm not really paying attention because I'm getting my vitamin water, and I go up to the desk, like right behind him, and he's already like broke them open and started drinking them, like tapped them open, started drinking them, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And Mr. Lee is like, you can't open a door. What are you doing? And the guy literally said, you're gonna have to bleep this, but he goes, don't tell me what to do. And then just keeps drinking him in front of the guy, and then I'm like, whoa, I don't know.
Lee?
I don't. Yeah.
Mr. Lee.
So Belmont Shores, across diagonally from Dogs, there's Mr. Lee's liquor locker. Iconic. But yeah, and so then I'm sitting behind him, and he's like, you know this guy? And I go, oh, nope. And then my brother's father-in-law looks at me all strange, and he's like, he's an asshole, I'm calling the cops on him. And I go, please do. And then he's like following back home. That was pretty much the whole story, but it was pretty gnarly. Yeah, I like literally like right in front of him just called him it was like, ooh.
Gee willikers. That
Yeah.
word has got to be the most cutting
Yeah.
racial slur ever.
Right to someone's face.
It's like a freaking it's like a 50 BMG. Like it goes right through your It goes through my eardrum like that, and I'm not even Asian.
Yeah.
I have a funny slur story.
Go for it, dude. You're sponsored by Corona right now. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I know I bought okay, another story, sidebar. This is an interesting thing about myself. I'm gonna bear my
And this is
my
a slur
personal-
story about yourself?
Yeah.
This is an interesting thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I have a giant head. It's so big that
That
What's
one?
up?
Or
Both
this
of
one? Okay.
both of them. I have a giant head, and I only I try to buy hats all the time. I try to look for hats all the time. Anything that fits my head, I'll buy it because it's very rare that I find something that fits the top of my head. I had to start buying hats from a thing called Odd Job Hats, which is a website that makes hats specifically for people with big heads.
James
Like,
Bond reference.
Exactly. Hold on, sidebar. Anyway, long story short, I have a giant head and I can't fit anything. Anyways, Odd Job, the character, You know how there's like in Austin Powers, there's a guy called Random Task. Has anyone seen Austin Powers?
Yeah, I've seen.
Random Task is the Asian version of Odd Job. He takes off the hat and he throws it. It's just like James Bond, Odd Job. Anyways, that guy like raped and killed someone or something.
Ooh.
Yeah, like out of
Graphic.
nowhere, like not too long ago, and like in his
Obituary.
like in his what's it called?
Obituary.
No, an obituary is
Habitat
something you write about someone who died. Like when they were interviewing
Well, he was
him,
dead though.
like his interrogation,
Oh.
he was like, "Oh, you might know me. I'm from Austin Powers." And they're like, "Sir, we have a disputable evidence that you raped." And he's like, "Oh, wait, hey."
Get you off the hook.
Anyways,
Maybe not brag.
in my high school there was a kid that was fucking infamous for just being like a little like right wing internet troll, and there was two black kids that were like coming up the stairs behind him one day.
Ooh, gotta censor that.
Easy.
This is two
No, you're good.
African American kids walking up the stairs behind this kid, and they were like, "Hey, bro, move a little bit faster. You're going slow." Da da da. And he turns around and he says, "Go slower." And then he calls him the hard R.
Ooh.
And then they beat
He says
him up.
hard R to him.
And then they beat his
What is
ass.
that?
These two
Dang.
kids.
Damn.
Spencer, do you have any stories about when you said slurs really loud?
Yeah, tell us about when you say the N word.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Only when I read like Huckleberry Finn books
To
for the
yourself.
class.
He was
to
so
myself.
excited. He was
You
like, he
read-
saw
you
it
read
coming
it-
up, and he was like, me.
So you just read it all the time in your free time so you can say it, and then like when
People catch you. He goes, no. I'm
It's
you
Huckleberry
It's
Finn.
Huckleberry Finn. Yeah.
Spencer, you should read Huckleberry Finn on the pod just so you can say it.
Dude, that's fine. I don't think I've ever actually read that book or seen it or anything like that.
I know.
When
they
was the
read
last
it-
time any of you guys read a book?
Probably for school, studying like a book.
No, like a book on your free time.
I read,
Like actually read a book.
2 years.
I don't read
A
at
year?
all, and I for some reason stumbled upon Jeanette McCurdy's book.
I don't know what that
It's
is.
so goofy. The girl that plays Sam in iCarly. That was a bad drop.
No, I wasn't trying to do a drop.
Okay.
I was trying to fucking show you something,
The
but
girl who played Sam in iCarly wrote
Yeah.
a book, and it
Her
was really
boobs
good.
got showed or something. She was like abused during that show or something, right?
Yeah, her mom. The book is called "I'm Glad My Mom Is Dead" or something.
Yeah,
like that. And I
yeah, she
read it.
hated
It
her
was very
mom.
good.
She hated it.
Written by Spencer Watson. What were you trying to play just now?
I'm just pulling up videos for later.
Oh, I'd love to see one. But I want to read a book. I want to read Joey Diaz's book. It's just so I can hear him say shit about rob a gas station, rob a liquor store, smoke weed.
I wish I just knew how to read. Frankly.
Quite frankly,
Quite
And
frankly.
I wish I can bring myself to like hold my attention on a book.
Yeah.
There's so many Overwatch.
They're really fun to like grab, like if you read one in public and you're just like, you gotta make sure somebody's looking. That
Yeah.
they can see that. You're
Have you
reading
seen those
book.
fake book covers that you like slide on your book that make it say like really
Smart
goofy
book?
stuff?
You're not
No,
actually
like
working.
it's
for
a
really
book cover
smart
and you put
people?
on the back of it and it says like, I don't know.
It's
I
actually-
can't
it's
think of
actually
anything.
Playboy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
actually-
yeah. That's
It's
funny.
actually like a book of memes.
Well, hey, what'd you do today?
What did I do today?
Yeah, at work.
Oh, I didn't. That wasn't today. It was like a couple weeks ago.
Put it a little bit closer to your mouth.
It was a couple weeks ago. I pooped my pants at work.
Oh.
Ooh, you only get one of those a year.
Heard that.
Luckily, you did it late in the year.
Yeah, I
Luckily.
Yeah,
That's
because
bad.
Ethan a couple years ago he pooped like January 27th his pants,
So
and
got
I was
my
like,
poop of
so
the
he got his
year.
poop of his year, and
Wait, was that the actual date?
something like that. It was
Yeah.
close to the beginning. You only get one a year as an adult.
Yeah.
I almost
think
did
I
it.
might have done two this. No, just one.
Ooh, you have to pay for
Yeah,
that.
you have to
if
pay.
You don't have, if
Do
you
you
don't
count-
have poop your
if-
pants insurance.
If you have like if a little bit of poop comes out and it like marks up your underwear but doesn't fully come
That
out, does
doesn't
that
count.
Okay.
Doesn't
for
count.
sure.
I have that
What?
weekly.
I have that every day.
There's shit in your pants. What do you
It has to
mean?
leave
When you guys
your
wipe, do you ever
asshole.
have blood on toilet paper?
Oh, all
I feel
the
like it's
time.
pretty.
I mean,
really?
if it's
I'm always
severe.
scared. I'm like maybe I'm crazy, but like I always get so scared that like the poop is gonna hit the cut and I'm gonna have some crazy infection.
That makes
You gotta
sense.
take
It
a
makes
shower
sense.
after.
You guys
It
ever
makes
had
sense.
a hemorrhoid before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I have one of those
Right now?
a couple weeks
My
ago.
my one of
I
my
have one of them right now.
one of my friends.
take a shit.
Oh my god.
go see the
You're
blood.
pushing too hard.
Huh?
Wait, so what happened? How'd you poop your pants?
Yeah.
I was waiting for someone to come back from lunch for like a whole hour, and I'm there in my my slacks, in my fucking suit. Basically, I'm wearing a suit, and I'm just sweating. I'm like, fuck, man, when they're gonna come back? And they came back, and they had something else to do, so they weren't gonna relieve me of my job for another half hour or so. And I was like at wit's end. So like, I cut a fart, and it just something wasn't right about it. And I kept working, and I noticed it was a little sandy down there. I'm like, all right, here we go. And then I just didn't know how bad it was. You never know how bad it is. Sometimes you think there's like caca all over your pants, and you look and there's nothing there.
Yeah.
But this time it was like, it's a little itchy, but it's not bad. And I went to the bathroom, and I was like,
That's poop.
There's probably like a shot glass and a half's worth of poop in there. And it's gone through my kind of thin underwear wall and then onto my slacks. So naturally, underwear is gone in the trash. The pants, I just sit there with water and soap, and I just try to wash them off as good as I can, but I could still smell it. So I spray Febreze all over the inside and outside of my slacks, and then I get a rash because I poop myself at noon, and I'm not off till 5:45. So I have a rash from Febreze touching my butt all day.
I have a great poop pants story.
Didn't tell
So
anyone.
it was 7th grade, and I remember I had a huge crush on like Cortland Morales.
Nice.
And shout out,
dude. I dated her in 4th grade.
shout
All
out
good.
Cortland.
your girl.
And I sat next to her in like a lot of the classes, and I remember one day like it just like poop smell just kept following me, and I just didn't think it was myself. I honestly didn't know it was me, but literally I had farted earlier in the day, and so I went throughout the entire day thinking it was someone else or like something else was happening. And I'm sitting next to Cortland in science class and biology, whatever, and I'm like, she's like, something stinks, and I'm like, oh no, like, actually at the time I didn't know, but I was like, yeah, something does smell. Like something smells really bad. Like it smells like it smells like poop.
He's got some stinky
But-
socks on his head.
But we sat next to Skylar Black, and so I was like, oh, it must be, and we both kind of agreed, like, oh, it must be him. And then I finally went home, and I like went home. I had to go to the bathroom. I had to go pee or something. I pulled my pants all the way off. I don't know what. Maybe I was taking a poop or something. I don't know.
You one of those kids, dude.
Yeah.
Elementary
Yeah,
school when you go
well,
pee and your pants are the ankle.
Yeah, why not?
You got your shirt holding up by your chin.
And I looked down, and on my boxers was a turd caked onto the boxers, and it was like coming and like shaped. It was like I had a blowout, and it was like that. Like in bio class, I think it was like 4th period. So I went like most of the day thinking that.
Did you at
Someone
any
else
point did you think that like maybe that was like what caused it? Like was there a point
I had
at
no,
that day?
because I didn't know. I had no idea.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I'm pretty like a
never
poop is
pooped-
pretty distinctual.
Well, I
like,
never pooped at school.
Oh, I get. Well, I mean, you did, but like,
Well, I mean, I did.
but like,
yeah.
you didn't think there was like anything
No,
that
I had
happened.
no
to, like,
idea.
I think I might have pooped.
I didn't feel it. I didn't know at all.
Shit might have
I
slipped
went
out.
home and looked, and I saw a turd on my boxers, and I was like, "Oh."
Oh, did you
But
text
it-
Cortland? Did you
No!
let him know?
Now she knows.
You gotta let her know now.
Yeah, I'm gonna send this to her.
I don't even know if anybody does anybody follow her anymore. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, that's my poop story.
He's pooped one. He said on here before with the hike.
Yeah, the hike was a good one.
Did
I've
tell-
said that one, but I pooped recently. I went,
Well, I think hopefully we all did, right?
well,
We all pooped today.
I mean,
I did.
no, I
Big
pooped.
one.
I pooped my pants when I was camping in Utah. Like woke up early in the morning. I like started to make breakfast.
It's on
and
your
then-
own solo
yeah,
road trip. No man.
I just like woke up and then I'm like, just gotta get this fart out real quick. Immediately knew I shit my pants and took like a whole, because there were like public restrooms, and I brought fucking like wet wipes and toilet paper with me. Oh my god, I like hung. It was a long process. I remember like taking my shirt off because I'm like, we're gonna be in here for a while.
Oh my
Just
God.
like doing damage control and just. It's nice because it's like one of those like. It's one of the ones where
I hate
the
pooping
toilets were
with my
like
shirt
super
off.
deep into the ground. You can just hear like everything you're dropping in there. It's like,
Yeah.
Kerchunk.
I really despise pooping with my shirt off. I just like to.
Oh, I'll get completely naked.
No, I don't like pooping naked. I
What,
don't
in
like pooping
public?
I hate pooping after a shower.
I don't do that in public, but at
Well,
home.
no, even at home. Well, at home I'm never shirtless either.
Really?
I'm shirtless only when I'm sleeping.
Dude, I'm always in my boxers, dude. Like, I'll fucking go outside to, like, do something. Like, take the trash cans out or, like, mow the lawn or something like that. And people will, like, text me, like, hey, I saw you fucking, what's going on?
Underwear.
I'm like, I just fucking.
Wait, did I tell the story about when I pooped hiking too?
Oh, legs up.
When I got water shoved in my butt?
Those are the best types of poops, by the way.
Oh, dude. Yeah, no. So this was a big one. Oh, yeah. Have any of you guys been to Hermit Falls? Yeah. I told you this one.
No, I've been there though. We've been there.
I've been to Hermit. I think I went twice, but the first time I went, there was like no one was jumping. It wasn't like the water wasn't high enough to jump. And the second time we went, it was like hella families jumping in. And I was like, fuck it, man. It was me, my friend Alex, my friend Justin. And we were on like a sick one, just hiking all the time. And we went all these places we saw on TikTok. We went to all these fucking things. And then went to Hermit Falls. It's a great hike down. And then you see this sick ass waterfall. It's still probably one of my favorite hikes, but we're just down there jumping off the rock. And I want to say the low rock is like 10, 15, 20 feet max. 20 feet would be kind of exaggerating. Probably 15 feet. And there's a bunch of people jumping off at kids, whatever. It's like a whole family affair. So we're all jumping into this rock, like just hanging out, whatever. And then like, I remember when we were driving up the spiral to get to the top of the mountain, to get to the top of the hike, because you hike down, there was this dude running like all the way up. And we're like, fuck. I remember we drove past and we're like, fuck, this guy's on a sick one. Like, that's really hard to run up this hill. And then we see him hike down, and then we're still jumping off this little rock, and he comes up on this other rock that's like 35 feet up. Like, it's like unbelievable. And even on the rock that we're jumping off from 15 feet, we're touching the bottom when we get there. It's not like there's not a lot of leeway to jump far. And he goes up there, and we're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, hey, bro, are you gonna jump? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, have you done that before? He's like, yeah, do it all the time. And I'm like, you're gonna break your legs. He's like, no, check it out. And he just jumps,
Check it out.
He just jumps off this giant thing, and we're like, wow, we're not doing that. That's fucking sketch, like whatever. And he goes, just go to the bottom and scoop your body, so you go right into the water. And I don't know what. And my friend Justin and Justin's huge. Justin's like he's a strong man, like he's a fucking power lifter. He's like 285 pounds. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And we're like, Justin, no. Like, we're not gonna, what are you gonna do? Carry your big ass out of here? Like, you break your legs. And he's like, nah, I gotta do it, man. I gotta challenge myself. And we're like, all right, bro. Like, whatever. And he goes all the way up there, and we're like, dude, this is gonna suck. We're gonna have to get a medevac, because we can't carry this big fucker. And he jumps, and he's totally fine. Like, he just does what the guy tells him, and he goes, and we're like, what? Like, we could do this. So, like, I work up the courage to finally go up there, and I jump off, and it's totally cool. It's scary as shit, and I touch the ground pretty hard, but it's chill, and it was like the coolest thing ever. So I'm doing it a bunch of times. I go 2-3 times. We finally convinced my friend Alex to go, and Alex is like, I'll only do it if you go like right before or right after me. And I'm like, sure. So Alex goes, and then I go, and my last time, I guess I'm like a little too relaxed or something, and I hit the water asshole first, and I was totally loose, and it just goes straight in.
Totally loose.
The first thing I feel
Out your mouth?
No, not in
Like
the mouth.
Pharaoh's Lost Kingdom?
Yeah, exactly. Like both. Yeah, exactly. No, it's the first thing I feel is tearing, like blood tears, like rip. I could hear my butt tearing, like it's so painful, and I'm like, oh. And my friend Justin's filming me come out of the water. He's like, hell yeah, dog, you did it. And I'm like, I stick my head.
And
Like,
water's coming out of your mouth. Shit colored
I stick my
water.
head like half out of the water. And I'm like, stop filming. Like, don't do this. Don't do this. I'm having a crisis. There's 20 kids in the water. I'm going to shit all over this little clear lagoon. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? It's not, I can't hold it in. There's 8 to 12 ounces of water in my body. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Push it out.
So, there's so many kids there. I don't want the brown water around me.
cares?
I don't want
You
parents.
hear
to
one of these?
It was a moment for sure. So I found this little pointy rock, and I like propped myself up on it.
Damn.
Just to hold
Wait,
my-
so did
my
you poop in the?
beehole
Did
shut.
you actually like poop in the water?
There's probably a little bit in there. It's probably mostly water. But so I prop myself up so I can see if I can get my sphincter to tighten back up, because it literally like won't hold anything. So
It's
I'm
like
just-
a rubber band. Once you get it too loose, it's not going to come back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And So like after like 10-15 minutes, I work up the courage to just stand up, get all my stuff back on, and start hiking back up. And with every step, it's just more water
Every
poop
step
coming out,
I make.
right into my pants.
I'll be watching you.
And then we come up against like a rattlesnake in the middle of the path. It's like huge, and the path is like
A
this
rattlesnake's
big.
like, hey, who shit their pants?
Yeah.
It's
And
my watering hole.
I was just like, I remember we had to stand and wait for this. He's just pointing at me. We had to wait for this rattlesnake to pass over, and I'm just sitting there like trying not to shit myself.
You had to wait for the holiday Passover.
Yeah, we had to wait for this Jewish rattlesnake to get out of the path, and then eventually I just ended up pooping in a creek, but just hella people
Hell yeah.
watching.
You
by.
pooped in the creek?
Did you
You're
squat?
supposed to poop 100 feet away from any water source.
What do you mean? Who's drinking it?
I've
Can I have my vape really quick. I need it.
I've pooped in the ocean once, and it's so hard. Like I was on a family vacation. I was like trying to like be funny to my brother. I was like, I'm gonna poop, and I couldn't like. It was so hard to do it because I wanted to have it in my hand, throw it at him like a monkey, but I was never able to.
You're such a dude.
I was
How old
never
were
able.
You were seriously gonna throw
this-
24?
brother?
No, like a month ago.
Really?
No.
yeah.
This is probably like junior high.
That's so funny.
Brad, explain this.
Okay, so go ahead and play it, and then well, I guess I'll just say it. So I just did that kayaking trip recently, and we just got done talking to this boat.
Wait, you're talking to a
would you do
boat?
that?
Well, we're people on a boat,
Yeah.
and we were in our kayaks, and so we were talking to them about what we're doing. Every year I do this paddling trip, and that's my buddy Prescott, and we just got done talking to them, and then we go further down the lake, and he is notorious for just having to take a shit at the most inconvenient times ever, and so we were talking about poop, so I felt like this is very on point. But so the boat already passed. Unfortunately, we didn't get the boat going by, but he's literally shitting on a rock island in the middle of the lake, pretty much, and the boat comes walking by while he's like wiping his ass.
Wait, this boat talks and walks?
Oh, walked by.
I just thought it was really funny.
Wait, where is this?
That's Lake Powell.
Dude, I remember
On the
the
Colorado River.
first with Cam, right?
Cameron?
Yeah, the first time I met him was at your
Well, that's
beach house.
Prescott. Different guy.
What was the guy that? It doesn't matter. Quentin.
Quentin, yeah.
The first time I met
Quentin's my best
Quentin,
friend,
there's
man.
another guy. I guess it's outside of the story, but I remember we were at his beach house, and like me and him are having a good, funny conversation, and like I've never had this before, but like we're like both deep in this conversation, and like people are surrounding us, like listening to it, and he just like gets up and then just walks away, and I'm like, wait, what's like
Middle
we
of
were
conversation.
like we haven't gotten to the peak yet, like we were like. It was so random, but it's a totally different guy.
And
but-
he walked away, and then
and you said like that's the most
Spencer-
Quentin thing.
Yeah,
you
Spencer
have.
looked at me and goes, "What the fuck?" And I go, "That's the most Quentin thing ever." He just walked
Really?
up in the middle of the story. Yeah, I love the guy to death. But
Dude, one thing I want to talk
if
to
he's
you
drunk, I'll
about
do that.
is ski patrol. Because you
Ski
do that
patrol's
every
fun.
year. How long have you been doing that for?
This will be my 5th winter doing ski patrol, but I am 3rd generation. So my grandpa was one of the first. His brother was one of the first ski patrolmen ever.
At Baldy?
No, ever.
No, I'm
So-
well, okay, yeah.
Well, so yeah,
going.
my great uncle died of AIDS. Fun fact.
No,
He,
gay.
super. He was gay.
Was he really?
Yes, super gay. But he was a really cool dude. I mean, he did
Well,
a lot
he-
of.
I mean,
yeah, I mean,
he
it's
can't
not
be that.
mutually
I just-
exclusive, but
Probably the
he-
coolest ski suits ever.
Oh yeah. So in World War II,
Dude, is he skiing or is he in a gay porn? He's in both of them.
so in World War II, he was he knew how to ski and he was a nurse.
Hmm?
Yeah,
Indicative.
and not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, exactly.
But so they were looking for Allied forces who were medically trained and knew how to ski, and so he was part of the original ski patrol.
Can't imagine this fucking crazy story. Like
Every year, there's probably at least. I mean,
Well, what's the worst fucking injury you've pulled up
death.
on? Really?
that I haven't had death, but my dad.
Well, yeah, you're still here,
My
so-
dad's Well, my dad's had 2 deaths.
Just hitting a tree?
Yeah, actually, there was an accident years ago. It was an icy run. It was closed off. Everything was fenced off, perfectly fine how it's supposed to be. There's signs that literally say, "Do not go on this run. It's
icy.
too icy. Don't go down it." And these 2 kids that were actually supposed to be at school that day showed up on the mountain. They went down the run anyways, and it was so icy they just went down, and the first dude who went down it was so icy he bounced and just kept hitting trees on the way down, and he wasn't wearing a helmet. So by the time he got down to the bottom and my dad showed up, like his fucking head was all like mush, and he was like doing the whole like death breathing, like
Oh, is that a thing?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
When you're like dying, like you're just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, like in the movies where they go.
yeah. He was like, and
well, if his head's
and
fucking
then, and then
open,
his
like-
fucking his boy, his friend comes down with him after.
oh, Eric.
He goes, what did he say? My dad always tells the story so great. He's like, oh no, like what's up? Like he's like stoned out of his brain.
Oh,
And
what's going
my
on?
dad's like, hey, like
Yeah.
we need his parents' number. Like this is really bad. Like
He's like,
it's
no, they
not
can't know
good."
we're here.
Yeah, he said like, no, we're supposed to be at school today. Like they can't know we're here. And my dad's like, dude, like your friend is gonna die. He's like, what? No, like you, total like.
That's so crazy.
But yeah, his head was like total mush, and his buddy was like, "What are you talking about?" My dad's like, "Do you not see his head? Like his brains are coming out of his ears, bro."
This is fucking cerebellum was over there. He's like,
yeah.
Wait,
he's
so
like, no, well,
He's
like
like-
seriously,
he's
we're
like,
supposed to be
wait
in
a minute,
science
what
class.
you're saying is you're gonna tell our parents.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
he's like, I'm not getting in trouble for this.
yeah,
He can die, but like, I'm not getting fucking
Yeah.
trouble.
Yeah,
he was
That is-
stoned to the brain,
both of them.
and the other guy's brains were also
So-
stoned.
Zoned to the brain.
Yeah. Another crazy one. When we were super young, or I was super young. Sorry, I was there, but I don't remember it. But there's a run that this guy flew off. I mean, this is the thing: is you only get hurt if you don't know what the hell you're doing. And so, this guy flew off a run, and the support beams to the chairlift. I don't know how he managed to do this, but he didn't know what he was doing. He doesn't know the mountain that well, so he flew off this like cliff, and at the bottom of the cliff is the chairlift supports, and he nailed his head not wearing a helmet, and his scalp, like so in order to be to wear the red jacket, you have to go through like candidacies training and stuff like that. It's just a bunch of classes and stuff you have to learn how to do before you like can wear the red jacket. And so like the candidates, the people who can't wear the red jacket yet that are still learning, they usually are like the ones training. And so like one of the candidates was first on scene giving like not mouth to mouth, but with like protection
Gay.
to the guy. And anytime he blew into his mouth, his like scalp would,
No.
and his brains were coming out. And my dad was like, you can't see this. And like moved me to the side.
How old
But
were you?
I was really young. I don't remember it. I mean, I was there. I remember being like there, but I don't remember the whole situation. I remember like a bunch of people.
Oh.
It's like a bunch of people crowding this dude who's like, it's like, dude, stop giving him CPR. Like,
Yeah,
he
dude.
is
Every
not
time we do that,
gonna
he's
live.
losing a semester of math.
yeah,
He's
just
using
one
the memory
semester.
of his grandma.
Yeah, but other than that,
Dude.
like honestly, it's crazy. Like some people, the mechanics of an injury, sometimes people can be on like the most flat slope in the world, and they fall. And I ran up on a girl who, she was like, I broke my arm, and I was like, you're on the easiest slope. There's no way you broke your arm.
Look, it's like Harry Potter and shit. Like,
yeah.
you're like,
And so
oh.
then like we have these like shears, and we gotta expose the injury, and so I'm like cutting the jacket and exposing it, and like I'm like, oh, actually, yeah, you broke your fucking arm. Like you broke your arm hard. Like
I just watched a video recently of a guy who got like shot, and they were like doing CPR to him, and every time they'd push, like his stomach was like
Yeah.
inflating. I was like, oh,
dude, look up. This is a really funny video for Ski Patrol related.
is it going to be?
Look up a video. Look up Mammoth Ski Patrol toboggan. It'll be the first video that comes up. It's a Mammoth ski patroller who has a injured guest in their toboggan, and he accidentally let go. It was
How do you spell
Oh
toboggan?
my god.
Tobaggon, I think. I don't know. AN maybe. And it is the craziest video. Like he let go of the toboggan at like a higher part of the mountain, and the injured
let
guy
go.
goes like sliding down like a goddamn movie, dude. Just and like you see the ski patroller like tuck in to go as fast as possible to go
Trying
catch
to
up with him. Yeah, dude.
Runaway ski patrol.
Yeah,
Sled.
maybe that one. It's whatever. It's at Mammoth. I know it's at Mammoth. If you put it Mammoth, it'll probably show up. No.
It's an
no.
ad.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
No, this looks like an ad.
Does it say Mammoth on the top of it?
I'm interested in.
Yeah,
the,
it is. That's it.
In like the logistics of being a ski patrol person.
They're
Like,
showing
is
this ad
You
for
have
ski.
one route and you just have to keep going down it, or sometimes you hang out somewhere.
It depends mountain to mountain. I mean, at
I
Baldy,
have
it's a little bit
premium.
more like more lax. I mean, we're
Just go
we're
wherever
skiing
it
and we're constantly patrolling, making sure everybody's safe.
Yeah.
You know, but we can't help people not obeying the rules.
Is this it?
So that's why people get hurt. Yeah, this is it.
Okay,
This is
wait,
it.
hold on.
This was showed to everybody in the whole ski patrol realm. Like, what?
The
I mean, poor
realm?
guy. Like, it wasn't probably. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. It just so happens this guy had a GoPro video on and captured the entire thing. But look at this. Look at this. So gnarly.
Wait, what is that?
That's the toboggan with the guy in it.
Wait, what's the
The
toboggan?
injured-
Is that like a sled?
It's a
Yeah,
sled
it's a
with an
sled.
injured guest in
They
it.
put you in there to.
Oh, dude.
No way.
Oh God,
Look,
dude.
and it's scary because they show it in slow motion. That thing gets air. You see the ski patroller chasing after, like, oh, I'm fired.
So it's like a stretcher, bro, like for the ski.
Yeah. It has little like blades on it to go down.
Yeah.
Look at
Oh
it.
my.
It's literally midair right there.
Dude, that's almost as funny.
Dude,
as
and if that
the
would've hit
spinning
someone-
helicopter medevac.
Yeah. The grandma in there.
Yeah.
Dude, if that would have hit someone, they would have been gone.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And
Just
that
take your
guy
legs out.
ended up at the bottom, like, probably face down, strapped to the
Yeah.
backboard. It's just gnarly.
Dude, that's actually fucking insane. Like I've seen like videos like the stretchers, the people pick them up, but they pick them up like reverse in the front, and they fucking fall back and sit on them.
Yeah.
What's the deal with the toboggan?
What's
How do you
the-
hold, are you just
What's
hold it
the
and
deal with
ski?
toboggans?
What's the deal with the fucking?
Toboggans. It's actually honestly surprisingly a lot more comfortable to ski with a toboggan than
Oh,
it is because it's a lot more stable. But it depends. Like sometimes we have rescues,
How do you
and
go
I would say
on?
90% of our rescues are boyfriends that take their girlfriends down runs.
Mm-hmm.
That it's like the girlfriend's first day, and the boyfriend's a pro, and he's like, "Oh, I'll take you down the double black.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine." And then she's sitting at the top crying, or like halfway down. So like I'd say 90% of our like toboggan runs end up just being like they're called courtesy rides.
Yeah.
And so you pull the toboggan up, you put the person in there, you tie them in all nice, and then depending on how steep the run is, like sometimes you're on a run like this steep,
Fuck yeah.
and like you have to go straight down in a toboggan. You can't go
there's
serpentine
no
because if you go
serpentine,
serpentine, the toboggan's gonna flip over, and then
They're
the
fucked.
same thing that you just saw in the video is gonna happen.
Damn.
So like you have to go straight down, and then there's a guy behind holding a rope, which is pretty gnarly. Honestly, it's like probably the hardest thing in ski patrol. If you're it's called being in the horns, the bars that go in the front. That's
Yeah.
easy. But being on the person in the back, because in the back you have to make sure the sled is constantly facing down the fall line,
Sure.
like straight
You
downhill.
have a rope?
Yeah, and you're just like you're I don't know like it's almost like you're a cowboy. You're like holding this thing back while you're skiing, like trying to go and making sure everything's right. And your skis have to constantly be facing the same way as the guy in the horns.
That's
It's hard,
crazy.
but
It's a coordinated effort.
it is. It's pretty fun. If you ever get the chance to go, it's fun. It's fun to go down the. It's fun to go down the toboggan. Just
Yeah.
don't get hurt.
I'll come break my arm.
Yeah.
I didn't go last season. I want to come up this year.
Have you seen like
I'm gonna
fucking bones sticking out?
I've not personally, because that's the thing about Baldy. I mean, it has everything. It has something for everybody, but I mean, a lot of people that go there, it's a local mountain, so local mountains tend to have like more experienced people that know what they're doing. Otherwise, like if you go to Big Bear and Summit, they get 10,000 people a weekend, maybe like a Saturday and a Sunday. They get 10,000 people on both those resorts. Baldy, we get the most we've gotten year round. I think I heard recently was like 87,000.
Damn.
So it's a
Damn.
lot smaller resort. Big Bear and Summit get ton more people.
Fuck yeah.
And it's so many more accidents. My dad did ski patrol there last season, and there was a guy who had both of his he was drunk. He flew off a jump, tried doing flips or something, saw it on YouTube, tried doing it himself, broke both of his femurs, broke his hip, and then like broke his wrist too.
femurs.
Yeah, both femurs. And like so like in order to fix a femur fracture, you have to pull traction.
Yes.
Because otherwise your bones are inside and they're hitting each other and cutting everything up on the
Yep.
inside.
Yep.
And so you have to pull traction, but they couldn't pull traction because his hip was also broken. So if they pulled traction, his broken hip was moving with
my
it.
God.
It's gross, man.
You ever see the traction World War I traction device?
Oh,
where you
yeah,
shove
it's
your leg
disgusting.
in it? That shit was
Disgusting.
crazy. But it decreased the amount of deaths from leg breaks to
Yeah.
0%.
Yeah.
Who's calling? Let's talk about who's calling right now.
The same guy who's calling me.
Who is it? Is it Matt Hawker?
Something like that.
Really?
But okay, so
No.
do you find skiing is a lot easier than snowboarding?
Skiing is a lot easier than snowboarding.
Never skied.
skiing is easier to learn, harder to master. Snowboarding is harder to learn, easier to master. So like skiing, if I've had friends go with me and I can get them going down black diamonds easy within the first day. And I'm talking a true black diamond, not no Snow Valley. It's black diamond. It's not.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Because that's the thing that not a lot of people know is like the run is based off of what the resort has. It's not no international like
Black Diamond doesn't mean it. Yeah,
black diamond. A black diamond at Snow Valley is a Mount Baldy green or blue. Like it's, and that's what fools people because like maybe sometimes the Baldy tickets are a lot cheaper, and then people go to Big Bear and they're like, oh, I want to start getting into this hobby, and then they're like, oh, but the Mount Baldy ticket's a lot cheaper, and so then they think, oh, I could do a double black at Mount or Snow Valley, and then they show up at Baldy and they're like, oh, the double black's down here, let's go do that.
Crazy.
And then they just break their collarbone, get injured and stuff. But
yeah, that's the thing. Like I've done like a few black diamonds at Mount High, and like that was the hardest thing to learn for me even snowboarding was just to like it's after a minute it gets easy to transition, and then it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to do it on this steep ass shit?
Yeah.
It took forever for me to be able to do serpentine on
I think
black diamond.
90% of people that are like, well, especially we live in California, like 90% of people snowboard, and so then
I hate it, dude. I hate fucking snowboarding.
you should try skiing.
I guess
People, it's like a weird thing where people are like, oh, skiing's gay, skiing's stupid. It's like,
yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
I can do it. Like I'll snowboard, I can do it, but it's just getting off the fucking lift is the problem.
yeah,
dude.
if you're
You
skiing,
go with this
if
guy
you're
to be
skiing,
four
it's
people,
100%
and
easier.
motherfuckers laying on you and shit. You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
getting off. They're all scared.
Or
Like,
the person in
you
front
fall
of you
here.
falls off, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, how am I
You
going to
should
navigate
try-
this?
You
My
should try
dad-
skiing this season.
that's okay.
I can get you
Yeah.
down. We could be going down runs way steeper than them
Let's
and having
all
a
go.
good ass fucking
And
time.
then you can
I can snowboard, no problem. It's just getting off the fucking lift.
Can't. If you know how to snowboard, you can get off the lift.
No,
problem.
because I get on the lift with fucking 4 people. It's all of our friends, and this guy's on me.
If
and
you're
then
skiing, it
everyone's
doesn't
like,
matter.
everyone's fucking leaning
you're
on your
skiing,
shit, and
you just
you're
go
If you're
falling
skiing,
over.
it
And
doesn't
shit.
matter.
Like,
You
you're
just
like, whoa,
if you're skiing,
dude.
you hop off and you go,
You know?
and you're done.
No, if you know what you're doing, everybody gets off.
Anywhere
no problem.
outside of California, there's more skiers. In California, everybody snowboards.
Bullshit.
It's like, oh, it's kind of cool because I could snowboard.
That's me.
Snowboarding is fucking
Me too.
stupid.
No,
You
it's
heard it
not.
here
It's
first.
so fun.
It is
My mom
fun.
taught me how to snowboard. My mom's really good at snowboarding.
Good for her.
And she had these like at some point it was trendy to have these snowboarding bindings that you just step on, and they're
Yeah.
so
Alright.
Step
stupid
ins.
and cumbersome.
Well,
They're-
that's what skiing is.
yeah, that's true.
A snowboarders complain, "Oh, I gotta put my bindings back on." It's like skiing. I just go click, click,
Go
done.
clink, clink, clink.
What do you?
They never mastered the snowboarding clip-on though. Like those things. Stink.
No, they have like.
They do.
Yeah.
Now
Really?
they're just expensive as hell, and they always sell out every
Oh
season.
my God.
You're I mean, like when you are doing ski patrol, you're up there. What? How many days a week?
So volunteer patrol is only on the weekends.
Are you not getting paid?
No, I'm not
It's
paid.
fun. I mean, you
It's
might as
fun.
well-
I get-
you're just going there.
Well,
for
I get
free.
access to all these like discounted outdoor brands, and
Yeah.
so
It's like REI and shit.
yeah, kind of.
But when you're up there and you're like dressed, like and you got to be up there for like 8 hours or whatever, what do you do? Do you like poop? Because I know your dad was
I
telling
will-
us the story once, but
I'm
This is a
right back.
poop related story, but this whole podcast has been poop related. But my dad has shit himself up there while patrolling because there's only so many bathrooms. They're always like so packed. Because as far as the skiing goes, I mean, only like
you put like
20% of the people are up there at Baldy to go skiing. The other 70% are there to go tubing, like and go playing in the snow, and then 10% are just sitting in the restaurant. Probably more than that, honestly. But there's one time my dad, I was really young. I wasn't that young. It was maybe like 10 years ago. My dad was patrolling. I wasn't there that day, but he came home and he was telling us this story about like every time he was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and go poop, there was a huge line. He couldn't like, you're not just gonna like cut in
Back
front of
up the
people.
lift.
And so but he kept getting called to go do more and more things. And he was just like, oh, people were like, oh, we have an injury here. Like, we go over there, go do this. And then finally he was like, I have to shit, like now. And so he like went off to the side of a run and just shit on like shit. And then he used the medical gauze to wipe his ass.
That's cool.
It's perfect, you know? I mean, it does
That
the
sounds
job.
really nice.
And then so he thought he took off his jacket and everything, but when he got home, he immediately, I guess he was sick. He realized he was like sick halfway through the day, so he was like, oh, like I'm just gonna go home. He left like earlier in the day because usually we stay open to close, and so he goes home. He takes a bath, and my mom is grabbing all of his clothes for the day to like throw in the washer, and she pulls up his white T-shirt that he was wearing as a base layer, And on the back, he had this total blowout, and just all this shit was on it. And she's running around the house showing all my brothers, look, Dad shit his fucking shirt.
That's so fucking funny.
It was funny. I wish I had a picture of that shit. It was funny.
The mountain or the snowboarding shit's hit different. That's like it's almost like a beach.
Every morning I get up there, as soon as I get off the first chairlift, I immediately have to poop.
Yeah, something about the
And it's
vibrations
not a
of
good
the
poop.
chairlift that
It's not a good
it
poop.
wiggles you around, and then you get to
Yeah.
the top, and you're like, ooh,
Ooh,
here
poop.
it is.
Yeah, here we go.
I want to try skiing now. I've never
Yeah.
skied.
You
I've
and Spencer
snowboarded
should
a
try it.
trillion times.
I mean, it's so much easier.
Yeah, but I have a board.
Yeah,
What
me
am I do?
too.
Rent? What do I look like? Some kind of.
What
The
do you
thing
look
about
like a
you gotta
freaking-
get like it's really nice to have your own boots too. Like if you don't have your own boots, it kind of sucks.
That's the only
Really
thing.
Rental
Some-
boots suck.
I still have a board and boots and bindings, but it's just too short. I gotta get a new board.
So we try to do a snowboarding trip every year, and was it 2020 when we went to Mountain High, right?
Mhm.
We're all going up, and we did like one run down the main run of Mountain High because we were at his cabin, and then Tristan was there with us. Do you know Tristan? Yeah. And so Tristan hadn't gone snowboarding in years, and I remember I ski a lot, so like I'm in front of the group, and I'm going down the hill, and I'm just kind of having my own fun, thinking I'm, just ahead of everybody, and then suddenly Tristan comes flying down the hill. Just
Unexperienced.
ripping.
I mean,
Does not even turn, dude. And then he falls and just he's wearing like jeans or something like that. Not even like proper wear, which whatever. Not everybody does, but and then he just has this huge like scrape
Yeah.
on his side the rest of the
Oh
trip.
my
That he's
God.
yeah, because I remember because we had a cabin trip that weekend, and we all go up. We're gonna do it again, whenever December, or whatever, when it snows. But
Christmas.
I was like, I did one day, and it's like I can do it. And the last like few runs, I like get off the fucking lift and I eat shit and I fucking hit my kneecap. I'm like, I'm good, I'm done. So the next day they're all supposed to go, like they always get tickets for the whole weekend, and I'm like, I'm good the next day. So I'm hanging out and they all come back and Tristan's fucking coming in, dude. He's like stumbling and his
Bloody?
whole body's just bruised up.
Yeah.
Damn. It's so funny because like I my favorite thing to see on the mountain is those falls that are like usually it's kids but sometimes it's adults where they're so new and it happens on skis and snowboards. You see they get low and they're trying to brace themselves for
Yeah.
impact, but they just keep
Pizza or no,
they're just
pizza.
I'm a giraffe.
The snowboard ones are funny because they can't like turn, so they're just like.
Yeah.
I want to show you guys this
Bending
video.
their
There's no
legs.
audio to it, but it has to do with snow.
Okay.
Oh. Fail.
Epic fail.
So I mean, when you're driving up with all the time, because I've been up to like Baldy a few times, and it's like you can't even like, because you gotta kind of go up some fucking
Yeah.
swervy roads. Have you been up to like a row where it's just like, dude, like it's because they'll tell you like chains, all wheel
Yeah.
drive, four wheel drive, But have you ever seen like a fucking crazy like side accident or
Well,
anything like?
the nice thing about patrol is we have to be the first ones on the mountain, so we're always up there before everybody else. Because otherwise, like it's kind of a thing. Like if you're not up on the mountain in the parking lot by like 9 or 9, it depends. If it's like it's called the white billboard because we have, LA, which has like how many millions of people, and then like there'll be a total crazy dump storm, and then it'll be clear the next day, and then everybody sees the snow at Baldy from LA. And they think, oh, let's go to the mountains and go ski, or go play in the snow. And none of them know how to drive in the goddamn snow. And so, luckily, lately we've had the sheriffs like stop everybody unless they have chains. But even if they have chains, dude, they're sitting there in the middle of the road putting their chains on. They don't know how to drive in the snow at all, and it just becomes a total shit show because it's literally like if you don't show up first, like when the sun's rising, you're not going to get up there because it just gets that bad.
The snowplowers are like on top of that shit too. when
Yeah,
it's, like,
they've been a lot better, and they like salt the road and gravel the road to make it a little bit, or sand the road so it makes it a little bit better. But
I remember I had one cabin trip and everyone's coming up and we're going up there and like it's in Wrightwood, so we're going through. We're like maybe like 10 miles before the house, and we're still kind of going through the mountains, and there's no snow, and then all of a sudden it starts snowing so heavily that we had to like pull over and like we had to fucking put chains on, and the chains that the guy had wasn't the right size for the tire.
Yeah.
And we're like sitting on the side of the road like we're fucking like we were going out to like try to fix it and like get it set up, but it wasn't working, and we're like covered, we're just soaking wet.
yeah,
And then like the plows just come through immediately like, okay, let's go, but
yeah.
and then
No, It's crazy because Baldy Road gets gnarly and like going up to Big Bear and stuff. It's just
Especially up to like the
terrible.
actual lift and stuff, like because you can go up regularly, then once you like kind of pass the town, it's just like a straight, just like almost
Oh,
like
yeah.
the San Francisco road where it's just so steep and you're going back
Yeah.
and forth.
Mhm.
And I've been up there in a Mercedes coupe
Yeah.
before, just to be like, let's see what we can do. We just go up the fucking, and then we just start sliding back
Sliding back
down,
down.
dude. And then we
Yeah.
should kind of make it, but it's
So the right before you hit the parking lot of the Baldy Ski Resort parking lot, it's called the bowling alley because it's just this straight chute that's not super steep, but it's steep enough that your car will start rolling backwards if you're not in the right vehicle. And dude, my dad, like, you get off the mountain for the day, it's like dark because then we have to do sweeps. So at the end of the day, we do sweeps and make sure there's no one else on the mountain. Then we close the mountain down. So after sweeps, we're all sitting in the parking lot hanging out. We get in our cars to go down the hill to go back home for the day. And like, there's been times where my dad has like had like a guy will like his car is going backwards, and so someone in his vehicle gets out and is like, no, like trying to keep the car, and they get slammed and squished between both cars and shit, and they break their pelvis.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. And then the
Crushing?
ambulance can't go up there. Like, it's not
Oh, no.
because the road is completely blocked bumper to bumper with people that just give up. They just leave. They take their keys with them, and their car is in the middle of the road.
Really?
Yeah. That's why any sort of crazy day like that, when it starts to really snow, I always bring a sleeping bag, my tent. Like, I'll sleep in my truck, dude, because there's no point.
Yeah.
There's no point in trying to go back home.
Golly. When's the best time to go up there though? Like if you
Right after a snow. If you're good at like skiing powder, then
No, I'm
right
talking.
after snow.
Oh, I love that shit. But no, I'm talking about like in terms of trying to go when it's not that jam ass packed.
early in the morning, you have to make sure you're not partying like crazy the night before.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You gotta, and then you party when you're up there. But yeah, it's just you gotta prepare yourself and be ready for it, because every single year, anytime it snows up there, because that's the thing about Baldy, it's the best. Baldy is the best after it snows, and I think it's the best year round personally. But Baldy's the best right now.
Bias.
Yeah,
I
a
don't
little
think
biased,
I
a
don't
little
think
biased
I'll
on that.
ever go to Snow. I have no reason to go to Snow Valley ever again. It's
Yeah.
just so lame.
Yeah, Snow
I
Valley's
hate it
pretty.
there. That's where I learned how to snowboard, but it fucking sucks.
Yeah, I
went
wish
one
Corey
time.
would start snowboarding
Me too.
Corey.
because he knows how to skateboard pretty well. He'd look pretty cute snowboarding. I'm just saying.
You would. What do you have to say about that?
I could see Corey all dripped out in snowboarding gear. It'd be
But-
cute as hell.
Last time I went snowboarding, I couldn't find my snow pants, so I had to improvise on the way to the mountain. I went to Walmart, and the only snow pants they had was a pair of 5XL overalls,
Fuck yeah.
and they were hilarious. They were so big, and I just did it.
Have you ever tried snowboarding?
Yeah, I tried it twice.
Just not a fan.
I
don't like
think
being
I'll try it
isolated- I
again
don't-
later on. It's just I'm not, I'm already a good enough skier where it's like,
Yeah,
don't
there's
wanna-
no
I don't like
reason
being
to do it.
isolated like a boar where it's like you can't fucking move your feet and like you're
Yeah.
stuck there.
Then do skiing.
yeah, then try skiing.
This guy, man.
I can get you to be a good skier day one.
Dude, just listen to him and do skiing.
Are you looking at a ghost?
Are you breaking your own screen protector?
No, Corey fucking broke it. ASMR.
Oh, I like that.
Why'd you do that?
That's gonna be. If I do skiing, I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna hear this. Let's go for it. Go for it. I'm gonna do skiing. I'm gonna
Spencer, that jump is too.
fall. No.
This
Your
fucking.
neck. I had one close call with hitting my head, and I have never stopped wearing a helmet since.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should
I'm
always wear a
had-
helmet.
What's that guy's name? Louis Bono or something?
The U2 guy?
Yeah, you know.
Bono?
Bono died. No, not
Bono's alive.
No, the other Bono.
There's one Bono. He's in
What's the
U2.
guy? Do you believe in
Cher?
Cher's ex-husband died
Chaz
snowboarding.
Bono?
Someone died. A lot of people die skiing
Mm-hmm.
without helmets.
Is there a video of that?
Probably, maybe.
We should watch snowboard deaths.
What do you have queued up right now?
I got a lot of videos, but I was kind of going through this.
Can,
I was going.
can you show him the one with the guy's head between the...
The
Yeah.
thighs.
It's yeah. I have to find that, but I'll show you this first, and then you guys can talk, and then I'll find it.
Can you show us Christian's video that you said?
Oh, I don't have that. But
Oh,
Video
yeah,
of
I don't want to
what?
see it.
he'll come on here, but because Christian got in that car accident.
No, I didn't. Not like I visited him or
But-
saw the chasm in his freaking
His
stomach.
because
Like a PC monitor.
because he got in the accident and he flew into a water embankment, which is almost 60 feet down, and then hit the floor, and the seatbelt just like cut him open. So his
Wear your seatbelts.
his no, well, I guess
No, if he didn't wear the seatbelt, he'd be dead.
he probably would be,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
But he's fucking fucked up.
but his seatbelt, like I'm talking like from like his whole stomach, like from like his whole bottom stomach is just open.
It punctured every organ. It severed like his urethra.
Like if you look, there's
and
like his like
stomach and his liver.
it's
and
like
everything.
endodermis, like there's nothing there except for a small like sheet of skin that if he
Black
stood up,
foam.
if he jumped, like his shit would be like kind of like he can make his shit
Yeah,
fall out.
They fill his stomach full of foam, black foam, and they're constantly have to siphon fluids out of it all day.
Oh, poor
Really?
guy.
That's what's
Yeah.
going on right now.
Yeah.
Yes. He's thank goodness he's out of hospital now. He's in like an outpatient facility.
He went
They're
back.
He
Went back. Yeah.
When?
Like within the past 4 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Poor guy.
It's
Fuck
fucked, dude.
yeah.
Like, cause like, oh, you're good to go, and then like, no, he's not. Get him the fuck back to the hospital.
This shit's
dude.
all fucked up. Like I fucking love that guy, dude. We went to go visit him, and he was like, "You want to see it?" And I'm like, reluctantly, yes. And I saw it, and I was like, "Never seen anything like that. That's crazy." It's like RoboCop.
Yeah. Oh, when it happened, like when the actual accident happened, if you have an iPhone 12 or above,
Yeah.
you can have emergency contacts, and like they'll tell you, because it obviously can like your phone can tell if there's an abrupt like stop,
Yeah.
and like there's noise, and it calls everybody in the emergency contacts, and like so it's like it's kind of cool because
Yeah.
if that happens, people will know. And then
Yes.
also like his like watches too. Like if your phone's off for like a certain amount of days, they'll tell people like, hey,
Yeah.
or if your phone's off for like a month, they're like
Yeah.
check up on
My
it.
friend who does ski patrol in Montana, that's how they get a lot of their accidents out in like the more scarcely populated parts of the resort is like people's Apple watches will hit a tree
Yeah.
and they hit a tree. And so then Apple or whoever contacts the resort and gives them GPS locations and they go find them.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. That's actually super cool.
Yeah.
Tree
It is
detected.
cool.
It's funny because when I visited Chris in the hospital, that was also my first time meeting his dad. Do you know Chris's dad?
I've met him once, yeah,
God, he's
twice.
so fucking funny, dude. Like they just sit there and talk shit. They just
Yeah.
roast each other all day. Like Chris is just sitting there. He's like, "Dad, shut up."
He had
He's
like when it first
his dad's
happened, he had
"You
like
smell
a
shit." He's like, every time you go to sleep, I jerk off. I'm like, damn, this fool's funny as hell.
he had like he'll still see my like if I post something like he's always the first one to see it.
Yeah.
But like when it first happened, he had like the like ventilator or whatever it's called, like a tube down his throat.
Yeah.
And when it first happened, everyone shows up. He's just like, I'm sucking dick right now. You know? Fucking,
Being a goof.
yeah.
A
But, all
total
right, so
goofer.
here's this.
What?
You ain't allowed to cut the buffet line, or all this are blasted.
Oh, I like this guy.
Can't leave no witnesses either.
Tell me you're from the Midwest, but
So
don't
this
tell me
guy,
you're from the Midwest.
I've seen a bunch of this guy's videos, and he has like 10 iPhones that are all fucked up, and he's like, "Look at the carbon buildup on these fucking things," like because he just shoots next to them all day.
Can we watch the Outdoor Boys?
What's that?
You've never seen Outdoor
Oh,
Boys?
you're talking about the one guy who
Yeah.
like goes.
Dude, he is awesome.
Who? Liver King?
No. Just show him like a picture. Just like look at his YouTube channel and like overview it. Dude,
The-
this guy is
Are
like
you talking about the Crazy Boys?
no.
You
no.
ever heard
No,
of
he's
Crazy
just a
Boys?
guy who just goes out and travels, and then like we'll just film it, kind of like him like camping for like days in the
And
wilderness.
he's like this
and-
Mormon guy.
What's
He's
his name
like
again?
Outdoor Boys.
I found these kids on Instagram called the Crazy Boys, and they're like 10, and they live in like just like a nice like suburb, and they're like, "Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Crazy Boys, and I'm gonna show you, and we're gonna try to do the 10. I'm trying to do a really cool jump shot," and the kid will like put the ball behind his back and
this
throw
guy.
it, and they all go, "Let's go," quietly.
Oh, speaking of this guy, actually, there's
It's
a
cool as hell.
Dude, he's dope.
Day,
He makes
day
like
100
pancakes and bread, like just
Day
like,
9,000 without pussy.
I
It'd
love
be
to
funny
make
if you had a
videos like
voiceover.
this,
It's
man.
like,
Dude,
I lost
if
my
you
wife a couple
watch,
years ago.
Watch this guy.
Fun.
Watch this guy, and you'll be like, "Oh my God, this is a Mormon Wade." Literally, he's just like Wade. Like, well, I saw something over there, so I'm gonna go over there and go check it out.
Hell yeah, dude.
Mormon Wade.
Getting dropped off. Getting
Mormons
shuttled.
are like crazy.
There goes my ride.
Hell yeah,
One of my
dude.
Mormon math teachers was stuck on Mount Whitney for 4 days in a blizzard. And then they had to rescue him in a helicopter, but they couldn't get like him and his brother were huddled in this little crevice for 3 or 4 days, and they could get this helicopter like they can only get it like 15 feet below them and away from this rock, so they had to jump into it. Yeah, fucking crazy.
Dude, it's when I see this guy fishing. You remember, we were in Mammoth, right? And we're all up there for an Airbnb,
Never went.
and I got a boat for us to like drive around for the day, and I put like my whole bank account into it, right? To rent the boat for the day.
Nice
I was like, oh, we're good. And like as we like go to sign in and shit like
Big
that.
Bear, not Mammoth.
Oh yeah, Big Bear. And I look at Brad. I'm like, dude, I fucking put everything into this. I'm like, we should be good, right? I was like, I look at Brad. I'm like, hopefully there's like nothing else like added to it. And dude, as I just tell him that we're inside, she goes, okay. And then there's like a $250 like cover fee in case there's a damages. And I like didn't have that. I just she's like, do you want to put on that same card? I just go look at Brad. I was like, no. And Brad,
What
yeah.
happened?
She put it on my card,
okay,
and I drove the boat, and there was no accidents.
Nice. Last time when I went.
All right, so here's that same guy Ethan was just talking about.
Look at that. Oh, look at the mark he's got on him. That's like where a seal bit him. Did you find the big rock? If you can't find a rock, Daddy's got this. There you go. That is a look.
What the hell? That was like a jump scare.
Look at that. Oh, look at the mark he's got on him. That's like
Dude, the guy fucking.
Did you find the big rock? If you can't find a rock, Daddy's got this.
Oh my
Wait, play that one
god!
more time.
Oh my god!
Look at that. Oh, look at the mark he's got on him.
There's
That's like
rocks
where a
all
seal bit
around.
him. Did you find the big rock? If you can't find a rock, Daddy's got this.
Dude, he punches this shit so hard.
Just so
Dude.
nonchalant about it too.
Dude, have you ever seen those? Have you seen those videos of the whales
There we go.
exploding?
Oh yeah, when they're
No,
they're
I wanna
they're
see.
shored.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's like
what?
something with
Let me
their like
see.
swim. I don't know. Maybe it's not swim bladders because it's fish. But
Well,
like,
they get
they
bloated.
get bloated
and
because all the like the gases in them.
Oh, they
and then
explode all the
and
time.
they have these like
No, they explode like real.
yeah, and they like,
me
have
see.
these huge hockey sticks that have knives on the edge, like on the heel of it, and they'll cut it open and it'll fucking just go like
That's when they-
explode.
That's when they die. Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Let me
blow
see.
up. Humans do that too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like rigor mortis, but it's like it's like just like
What'd you
a
say?
buildup of
Wait,
just
it's like what?
huh
It's like what? What is that?
rigor mortis. Well, they get stiff.
Rigor mortis.
Rigor mortis.
Rigor mortis. Rigor mortis.
Reek.
Rigor mortis.
It's like a funny
Rigor
like
mortis.
Reno 911 sketch
That's what I'm
of
gonna
this.
do when I'm a science teacher and I'm teaching about death to my kids. I'm gonna go. All right, guys, I got this new song for you. Rigor mortis, rig. So they get into it, you know.
Rigor mortis.
Oh, dude, because I'm hip. Rigor mortis.
Exploding
Rig-
rail 50th
rig.
anniversary remastered. Oh hell yeah!
I'm glad someone took the time to remaster the whale exploding vid.
Where is it? What?
The countdown is so appreciated.
No.
Oh
No, no,
Oh,
no,
that's that's like
Someone
some.
put a piece of dynamite.
No, yeah.
No, that's the whales, dude.
No.
You look
Just
at
look up
whale
copying-
exploding.
Whale.
Huh?
Hockey stick shark.
Carcass on camera.
Lead carcass. Look up hot. Whale popping.
Oh god.
Speaking of whales in the ocean, oh yeah, that's the video. This is the OG video.
Yeah.
It's the hockey stick.
Holy shit.
I wonder what that smells like.
It's
dude.
awful.
Camera captures the moment a sperm whale carcass which washed up in the
Look at
Faroe
it
Islands
flapping.
explodes.
Oh,
The clip
Look at all the blood on the wall.
Like, we
imagine
should
being
be
that guy, dude.
Aiming at the
Think he gets
fucking-
paid like? Do you think he has benefits?
That would be my brother's
Wait,
dream.
go back. What happened to the hockey stick?
He let go. He got scared. I saw a video where all the whale's organs and shit came out of its mouth,
Damn.
like in the middle of the ocean, and just threw them all up, all of its guts and everything.
Whales are just about, in my opinion, Like, what are the scariest things you could see in real life?
A whale?
False.
Sharks.
I don't think sharks are that. Well, I mean, I know sharks are more dangerous, but whales, just the sheer size of them.
Just being underwater and looking down, seeing that.
Yeah, I have that. What's that shit called? Thalassophobia or
Whaleophobia.
megalophobia?
I don't know.
Hydro something. It's like
Hydrocodone.
hydrocodones. It's like the same thing I get when I see like an oil rig. It scares me because it's so big and it's submechanophobia. That's what it is. That shit's scary as hell. Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty.
Yeah, we gotta get you on the slopes this season, though.
Rick and Morty.
After all that talk.
Yeah,
about
no, we're
people
gonna
dying,
we'll have a trip. I might just hang out in the house.
Maybe we'll go to.
There we go.
Maybe
Cool.
we'll go to Bryan Head again.
What's that?
Southern Utah.
Oh.
Well, you got that one pass. You can go anywhere, right?
Rick and
What's it
Mormon.
called?
I have the Indy Pass this year. Not anywhere, but smaller resorts. Yeah. I tried to get Ethan to get it, and he goes, "Well, I'm gonna
What's
go
that?
get it." 400.
What do you, the smaller resorts? What can you do around here?
Only
Big
thing around here is
Bear,
Mountain
Mammoth,
High.
and then
On that
Mountain
resort,
High,
on that pass is
Baldy.
only Mountain High. But if you guys want to go to Baldy, I can get you up there fine, free. But you can't die.
Well, I haven't died yet. I one time I went on a box and I did like the last thing you want to do on a box, which is just fall backwards. It's the worst. I smacked my head.
Ooh.
Couldn't see. I think
Alright.
that's how we're gonna.
Hey,
end.
how long do you think we've done?
2 hours.
An hour.
Yeah, it's like an hour.
It's been
and,
7 hours.
5 minutes.
It's been 12 hours. Play the outro.
No, hold on.
It's so hot in here.
Look, let me hear about your
So
catfish.
Can I tell the catfish
I-
story?
Yeah, go for it, man.
I think
Usually, like these podcasts, because usually when I start, I should have just
Brad's got a good.
pretended like we
catfish story
started for the
too.
first 30 minutes and then actually start.
My story sucks ass. Let's
Okay,
go with
it's
it.
okay, man. Go for it.
Okay,
It's
so
fine,
I don't know what year this was, but it was back in the day when we used to go to Huntington to do bonfires for fun, back when that was cool. And one of our friends was talking to a girl from like that he knew in middle school. And so he's chatting her up online because she like reached out to him like, "Oh my God, hey, how are you? Like, let's hang out." And they hadn't seen each other since. And so we go to the beach, and he's all excited, you know, like, "Oh, I got this girl coming," and we're like, "Oh, hell yeah, man, sick." And so she's like, "Hey, I'm here." And it also was weird. She like brought this random dude, which like, granted, like she was coming to a beach party or kind of beach thing with like a bunch of other random people that she didn't know. So she brought someone, but also that random dude was also just a random dude that she had just met for the first time too, that she brought with her. But anyways, like he's showing us all these pictures of her and we're like, "Oh dang, like she's super cute, dude. Like hell yeah, this would be sick." And then she shows up and she doesn't look anything like her photos at all whatsoever. And she comes walking out. Our friend is messaging us saying like, he's messaging me specifically, direct messaging me saying catfish, 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 and I didn't know what that meant. And so in front of no, I have no idea why I didn't know what that meant, but I didn't know what it meant. And so he's texting me catfish, 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 and so we're all in a group of 4 walking back to the bonfire after like seeing them, like they get out of their car, we're like, hey, whatever. And so he's texting me that, and then I go, the mosquito.
No.
Oh,
Hair.
and so he keeps texting me that, and I look at him. I look at him, and say, Kevin. I say, Kevin, why do you keep texting me catfish, like out loud? So she heard.
Oh my God!
And he looks at me like, gives me the death stare, like, what the hell are you
did
doing?
just do?
And I don't know if she picked on. Maybe she didn't know what a catfish was.
Was she, though?
Either, Bo. Oh yeah.
Oh,
And like
God.
whatever, dude. Just don't false advertise yourself.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Be
Oh,
confident.
Speaking of the beach house, because you have the beach house out there and you rent it out for Airbnbs. Have you ever had like a crazy incident besides like when we were there and the fire alarm and shit like that was going off? But like, have you ever had like a person? Because like Airbnb right now, especially like going through like crazy shit where there's so many strict rules and stuff like that. Have you ever had like a fucked situation where it's like the
So-
worst Airbnb?
We have rules that say no parties, and luckily, like we're really close with our neighbors, which like if you don't think Airbnb owners are not close with their neighbors that live next door, then you're a fool.
Yeah.
Because everybody is like, but they are getting stricter on everything too at the same time. But no party rule and everything like that. But we've had people still throw parties because it's in Belmont Shores. It's right next to Cal State Long Beach. So right around like graduation season, everybody's like flying their family out and they're having these huge parties and whatnot. But yeah, anything crazy, nothing too bad, honestly. Like we had this kid. Honestly, the most damage comes from friends that we let stay there. That we let stay there. It's like my dad always like, we need to stop having all these people coming over and staying the night for free because they're the ones doing the most damage. But this one kid, a guest, threw a beanie in the toilet and then flushed it, and it was like a $4,000 plumber appointment to get it all fixed.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's
Luckily,
crazy.
the Airbnb insurance covered it and everything like that. But it was like this whole back and forth, like who's paying for it, who's that? But
Back then I was like vlogging. I like would film a bunch of shit, and we were at his Airbnb for like a weekend, and we were there for like Thursday to Friday. We come back Friday and we go back out there Saturday. But I always transfer everything over on hard drives, and I had like a little portable hard drive that I put 3 hours worth of footage on that, and it crashed, and like I can't get it back. I can have to like take it to a place,
Yeah.
but it just wasn't worth it. But in that day, dude, there was like 2 broken windows, or there's a broken window from like a wrestling thing,
yeah,
and then it was like stereotypically where it's like, cause Brad's like the owner, and Brad's like, I'm gonna go with so and so.
Son
We're
of
gonna
a-
go to the liquor store. We'll be right back. But okay, and right when the door closes, we're like, let's go. So we all run to the bathroom. There's 4 of us. in
everybody
there.
had to go pee at the same
We
time.
all had to go pee. We're like, let's all go pee together. So one person's peeing in the toilet. 2 people were peeing in the shower, and I was waiting to get in the shower to go pee. And Ethan's one of those guys going pee in there. And he opens the shower door like it's a sliding glass door, like normal. And he just like I filmed it. We watched the video back, but like he like opened like normally, and it hit the wall, and it just
Closed it.
shattered.
He closed it normally on the way out, and it just like exploded.
Yeah.
And it was just so funny because he had footage of the entire thing. And it was Skylar's 21st birthday, so we all went out to go drinking, but not everybody was 21.
Yeah.
Oh
So everybody who
my
wasn't 21 had to
God.
stay at the house and drink. And
And we were doing that shit where like you hit the top of people's beer cans or beer bottles, and it overflows over the floor. And I'm zooming in on Brad. Brad's like, "Stop fucking doing that!" There's beer everywhere. Like it was so fucked, dude.
I sent that video to my dad, and he goes,
Yeah.
"You guys are doing this at my fucking beach
Yeah.
house! Like, you guys are never allowed to go there ever again!" Like,
Yeah,
he was
dude,
really
it was-
strict about
it
not
was,
having friends there for a while. But now he doesn't like.
Dude, there was one point we had like one of those handheld microphones that are like Bluetooth, and you talking to it, it's got its own microphone on it. Somebody put it in an ice chest and closed it up,
Ice chest full of glass and aluminum cans.
and it was at a position where it was just loud.
Yeah.
Because the microphone feedback was going from the speaker back into the microphone, and just it was so loud we couldn't even tell where it was coming from.
Yeah, no, we were like, it's in the wall. It's right here in the wall. We couldn't figure it out, and like
I thought it was the
we were fucking with like the fire,
alarm.
like the alarm system, dude. Like Brad was calling his dad. Like,
And
we're
so
like,
my
"We're gonna call the fire."
dad, my dad was at a drive-in movie theater, and so this loud ass sound was going off, and I call him and I go, "Hey, there's something going on. I don't know what this noise is." And he goes, "What the hell are you guys doing over there?" And I'm like, "We're just hanging out, honestly. I just don't know what this alarm is." And he's at a drive-in movie theater, so when I connect to his call, it goes through his car, and I don't know what drive-in theater he's at, but it's going through his car, and so his car is just making this
Blaring
giant
it.
sound. Eee! And he just like turned off his car. He's like, "What the fuck is going on over there?" I go, "I'm so sorry." The fire department got called later in the night. Like, it was a mess. So that's why I'm not allowed to bring friends there. Now I am.
We're
but
good now. I mean,
They're
fine
good now. He just
But this
doesn't-
is.
I just don't tell him.
I filmed this whole vlog. I mean, I'll skip through it, but this was at the beach house.
This is God. Ethan looks so young.
That Ethan?
so bad. Okay, wait, let go of me.
Whoa.
Michael scraped up his stomach on
We're gonna do
this.
this as safe as possible. No one wants to get hurt.
You guys all look crazy.
Yeah.
No, that's fucked up. Oh, yeah.
What year was this?
No one's there. I'm grabbing one of them. A little bit lower. Come on, a little bit lower. 3 inches. Come on. That shit was fucking painful.
Ew.
I fucking love PUBG.
That's a lot of beer. That's a lot of beer for a lot of quiz. Oh, geez, mate. You know what? You don't like beers? Come on. Is he raw dogging it? Shake up.
Oh no, this is like it's that,
Yeah,
that girl was
yeah.
also underage too. I should probably cut that out. Oh, here's part of that beach house. Oh wait, hold
You guys are all underage. Cut it all out.
on.
Corey looks
No,
like
that
an
girl
underage
was
boy.
under 18. I think. No, she's good. Hold on.
Is that the speaker in question?
No.
No.
God, look at
Dude.
that haircut.
At least we had a Photoshop that shit out. Showed his asshole. Dude, I remember Devin, the guy that was like on the floor laughing when we were leaving because it was like 3 a.m. We're like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. We're like, there's enough sleep. Like we can't sleep anywhere. We're gonna go.
Wait,
He
why
was-
can't you sleep there?
Well, there was too many people there. There was all the
Oh.
beds were taken. We're like, we don't want to sleep on the floor. We can go.
Yeah.
And we were all trying to go, and he was incapacitated. Like he was in the toilet most of the time, throwing up. We're like, hey, we're leaving. And I kind of like walked in the bathroom, like, hey, we're gonna head out. And, like we took him there. He's like, don't fucking leave without me. Don't leave me. I think I actually had that too. And he was like, not trying to leave. He was not trying to have us leave without him. And like we're in the car, and our friend Bobby was driving us, and we're like in the intersection. He goes, "Don't fucking, dude!" It was like almost like a movie scene where he's like, "Don't fucking leave me, don't fucking leave me," and like we're not. And then he gets down on his knees, and he's like, he was passed out. Like it woke him up to the idea that he's gonna be left there.
That, yeah.
And he wakes up, he's like, "Don't fucking leave me," and he's thrown up in the middle of the street. He's like, "Don't fucking leave me here."
Bobby's like, leave.
There it is. Corey lighting a cigarette in the house.
Yeah, my dad wasn't too fond about that part
Why did you send this to him?
because it was funny.
We watched this
So you
video.
spin it and you land on like a jelly bean, and the jelly bean is either gonna be one of the two flavors.
Well, so the cool part is that's the downstairs, right? It's a duplex. And so the guy who lived upstairs, he's dead, unfortunately. He died recently. But
Ethan was talking to this girl, and he was just showing her porn videos too.
oh, that's the other Devin. Devin, if you're out there.
Girls like me. Is it because my nipples are hairy?
Did it hurt?
No.
Did it hurt?
No.
You're gonna tell me
That's
this
my
isn't fucking
ex-girlfriend.
weird?
That's his ex-girlfriend.
Are you banging on the walls and the lights are twitch and shit?
You think?
You're shutting your fucking mouth right now.
Hey, there's Quentin.
Yeah, it's fucking.
I am the one, the only one.
Oh yeah.
Classic.
Dude,
So all
get
that
that.
stuff is gone, right?
well, that was
Check
like
glass.
Saturday.
I'll pitch
but
in to
that was Saturday.
Get that stuff.
And Friday was like insane, like because we
The
broke,
one-
everything was
Yeah.
breaking. That was like the beer shit.
The
and,
one
like,
that you do have in Vegas is still some of the funniest, like old
Yeah.
school.
one of the
vlogs
people
I've
in that
seen.
video like hit me up like recently, like 2 weeks ago, like
The Vegas
no, probably like
video?
a month and a half ago. He's like, delete that, and I was like, I'll just put it on private.
Who?
This is a guy.
What did you do? What happened in the? Nothing really bad happened in the video.
It was with the stripper situation when they called the stripper and they showed up for the door, the prostitutes.
I thought you were hinting that Wade didn't want him throwing up on the. I was like, no.
Oh no, Wade was fine with it.
Wade's chill.
There's somebody else in there who was like, take it down. I'm like, all right, I'll take it down, but
Narkins?
something like that.
Your best friend.
Half of this podcast is asleep.
I know.
All right, we'll end it here.
The peanut gallery is asleep.
Ready?
This doesn't just end the same way that it did with my friends. When you said my name, I forgot how to breathe, but it's not the same. I think that I should
Yeah, it's getting
leave.
hot.
Stop playing games. I know you don't want me. Why you think that my love is free?
It's definitely like winter time.
Should we put on a movie?
I know I have to pee too. Daddy, we're gonna go back to HK's.
Okay.
HK spot.
Have fun with
Tired.
that, gentlemen. I'm not driving you. No, I'll drive you. Or are you guys walking?
No, Spencer's gonna walk. Can you take us to Brad's house? It's literally less than a mile up the street. Yeah.